Yeah. 22.
Yeah.
Deuce.
Yeah. Let's go.
Come on, man. Yeah, we rolling. We moving. We
That's how you
22
supposed to make
episodes
moves.
in.
That's how you supposed to do it.
Let's make a move.
Don't worry about nothing else.
What you got in that cup, dog?
It's that Bailey's and coffee.
Spicy?
Put some hair in your chest, you know?
God bless him on a Sunday morning.
Wow. I ain't gonna do it.
A little something, a little sip. Can't go wrong with that. Oh, yeah, acting like y'all don't drink, huh?
I don't drink no more.
I'm not a big time drinker.
All right,
That's not a big time drinker. I'm
let's
sipping.
get it.
This is the XenHouse Podcast. It's your boy, Des Hines.
It's your boy, A. Joe.
And Ross B.
It's 2 times in a row, that boy.
He fights
I'm
back.
Normal.
All
He
right.
normal now.
Regular.
Yo, so today we got a special guest, you know, a so-called athlete, former athlete.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Dang, I've gone back with this guy for a very long minute now, probably since, I don't know, 1998, 99. Some of y'all may not know those years, but
Late 1990s.
you know, like he used to be my camp counselor when, you know, we was a bad little group, but he used to always kind of have fun with us. But, you know, since then, you know, I've kind of seen him kind of, you know, change a little bit. He's took on a lot of people. He's helped out a lot of people. You know, he's selfless, as we would call it. He's a great guy, good dude. He owns a bar downtown Stanford called Brickhouse. So he's a town guy, right? That's what we're about is, you know, bringing a town, you know, to this podcast to show you guys like that this Stanford has a lot to bring. You know what I mean? So like, I thought it would be great for him to come on here and share some information with everybody. And, you know, let's get down to it. Hopefully he don't say too much, he don't go too deep, but he's a great guy. Like I said before, everybody, DeGruttola.
Here we go.
Let's go. Yeah, man.
Welcome.
So, yeah.
Welcome, big
man.
dog.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
We ain't doing push-ups today, so don't worry.
You see, he got the brick on his chest. You know what I mean? Brick House, he's always representing. So I think you've been in business now for what, 17, 18 years?
Yeah, April marks 17 years.
That's a long
That's a blessing.
time.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
know what I
blessing.
mean? And I think that's what we're looking, you know, to gain out of, you know, the business that we grew is like longevity. You know what I mean? Like you can't have a business, you know, without, you know, good support behind you. And go into that a little bit. Like, how do you feel like you've lasted, you know, for such a long period of time?
Being from Stanford always helps. You know, you got that core behind you. No matter how big this city turns into, it's still really just a town.
Right.
You know, you call it a, you know, big city, little town kind of vibes. I think, you know, the growth that you guys are showing, you know, organically, I think it's the most important.
That's
I
it.
think things that grow not organic, you know, gets overgrown real quick.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't last very
if
long.
you're from the roots, you know, once you plant that tree, you water it enough, it's going to spit some fruit.
That's
That's
it.
I think that's where you guys are headed.
Appreciate it, man.
One day at a time. Appreciate
You know, I
that.
see it all trending. You know, I got this hat on, so when I first, you know, I had hair. You know, it's the whole process. But
So
you know,
that's what we got to look forward to.
I'm telling you, it's gonna happen slow and steady.
Listen, it started, but I came back.
Listen, you know,
I'll be back.
we all see things different.
Wow.
Nah, but you know, from the bottom up.
That's
From the
it.
bottom up, you know, you only as strong as the base of the tree. You know.
That's it. So like what made you, right? Because there's so many things that I feel like you could have done. You know what I'm saying? Like what made you say, yo, I want to start a bar downtown Stanford? Or
I mean,
was it originally downtown or was it like somewhere else?
Nah, it was a closed restaurant downtown. So regardless of what you see downtown, it was a straight up boarded up place. It was sitting there for a little bit. You know, there's a long story into it on why it was boarded up. You know, stuff not concerning with, you know, with us, whatever, you know, landlord type behavior. And I had been working. My mom really wanted me to go to college. I really didn't want much into it. So when I was on my way to Southern, My mom works in the garbage business. She had a bunch of connects of some bars that were opening up downtown. And again, this is 98, 99, right in that 2000 area, and I was going to New Haven. So I started working at a bar, and I was literally low man. Like, I was the busboy. I was,
That boy was busting around.
Start from the bottom. For real.
Listen, it was
how it
what it
works.
was. It was cleaning and wiping, and the world was different. You could smoke in the bars. And,
Wow.
you know, things, whatever. So, yeah, I went to college. Thought I was going to be a gym teacher. You know, taking these half credit classes. Kind of, you know, really wasn't my thing. Like,
Right.
No knock on anybody who's a gym teacher. But
It just wasn't for you.
To get to be a gym teacher, you got to do a lot of
work.
You got to do a lot of stuff that, you know, your average person won't think about. My
Yep.
sister's a school teacher. She went to Southern, so it seemed like that. And you know, I kind of, you know, as it all grew, you know, I just had different aspirations to, you know, my grind wasn't. I didn't see myself being able to be inside of the same walls every day in regards to whatever, which takes a real talent to be able to do. But you guys see it. You guys are out there, you know, doing a new thing every day. Kind of
24/7.
You're able to really maximize what you have inside of yourself.
That's dope though. Your experience. That's experience. He had to grow into being the owner.
You said something about college. You don't feel like it's for you. What's your thoughts nowadays on college versus not college? Because we had to talk about that recently, and you know, I'm kind of split. Like it depends on your life. It depends on what you want to do.
So I have 3 children, and they're all in the Stanford school systems. Fortunately enough, I'm able to start, you know, saving, not pay for their whole schools or whatever. My wife and I already spoke about that. Like none of my kids are going to come out of college without a student loan. I think if they do decide to go to college, I think you need something like that.
Right.
Granted, I'm sure it's a blessing to be able to have no debt, but if there's anything that makes you drive, it's debt. So to your point, to the question, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Like I promote, you know, I'm not going to use the words being a boss, but at least groom yourself to being a boss. So like my kids always ask me how my day was. I don't really know what I'm going to do in a day. I know I'm going to start a day, God willing, and I'm going to end a day, God willing. But in between the lines, I don't know whether a pipe is going to blow, or a bartender's not going to show up, or you know, during this, you know, COVID streets and prices and stuff. So the skill set of just being able to adapt to anything like that. Can you learn that at college? I can't call it. I don't know. You know, it's a new world right now. Like whatever's going on. I know my kids know how to do stuff in books that I never was able to do. They don't even do math. Like
It's not the same.
They don't even.
It's different.
I have no idea how it even works.
And to that too, like by the time your youngest daughter goes to school, and like even our kids,
Not even.
when you start doing your thing, like it's gonna be. Y'all ever think about that?
I'll think about it.
It's about the prices for college is gonna be.
That's crazy.
Tuition
The
is
prices
gonna be
for
crazy.
for preschool right now is out of control.
Yeah.
Let alone college.
I mean, listen.
But
One of the United States' biggest, you know, things they profit off of is
universities, college.
Universities and college loans. So why would it not? I mean,
Go up. Yeah.
I'm not a political guy, but I do know that it generates a lot of money. So
That's a true.
keep it going.
the 80,000 that a school looks like right now,
It's gonna be.
I'm telling you, XenHouse better put a new wing in that. You're gonna need 100.
We
You need
trying,
160.
That's a true fact.
If y'all know anybody to help with grants, we're gonna need that.
All that.
Expand.
All that. No, but basically to the point. So like, my son is gonna be the first one to go to school or have the opportunity to go to school.
Right.
And I looked at him. I said, "Listen, you know, whatever you're gonna do, like if you want to be a carpenter, let's go do it.
Yep.
You know, you start low. You carry the wood to the job.
That's it.
And then before you know it, you learn how to build houses. But whatever you do, have the approach, you know, very similar of myself and the growth in the business.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Passion.
what I mean? Like,
And I got a good question
passion.
for you. So, a father of 3.
Yep.
Do you feel like, as an owner, an entrepreneur, do you feel like you treat all your kids the same, or do you talk to them differently? Like, how do you like raising them? Like, do you feel like it's different?
Because he has a boy and two girls.
Boy and two girls.
Yeah,
So
I actually get criticized by my 3 kids about keeping the same energy towards all 3 of them at the same time. But I feel like I treat all of them differently, and I think that's fair. I think they should be treated differently.
Yep.
I think there's certain asks from a 15-year-old that you're not going to really want to ask a 7-year-old girl, for obvious reasons and everything like that. Like, outdoor help around the house or anything in that regard. So yeah, I kind of isolate myself and try and balance all of them to be able to have a little dad time with all of them. Yeah. And I don't know how it is to be a young girl, so it's not always just me forcing myself with these like life lessons and trying whatever, because they don't sometimes really want to hear it.
Yep.
And even you could spit a good line, like a good bar on them, and it's going to
goes right over their head.
Yeah. If it ain't a TikTok in 8 seconds, then they're not learning it. It's going to be whatever.
That's a true fact.
But, I saw a thing the other day online, and it was like, it shows that dad jokes, 80% of dad jokes, like your young daughters, they're going to call you corny, but they're going to love you more for it.
Yeah.
So I always make sure I have, a good humor with them and everything like that.
Absolutely.
Benny, remember that forever, yo.
Yeah. I think that'll be something that sticks with them. And that's the kind of stuff you want to leave on them. You don't want to just drop on them like, hey, I'm not going to be here forever. It's kind of morbid. You know what I mean? Like, but if you hit them with some cornball stuff,
they're always going to remember that.
When they get older, like,
oh, my dad used to say that shit all the time.
They're going to hear it and be like, look at their kids. Your grandfather used to say dumb stuff like that. Like,
that's a true fact.
I'll be that guy. It's the whole. Listen, that's part of organically growing as a dad. Like,
you be telling me some weak ass dad jokes too about benching.
No, your dad used to bench 205 back in the day.
So talking about
for all these guys who want to know what we're doing with that right there. So go ahead.
Talking about Benny, right? So I think Benny is about to turn 16.
Benny will be 16. Yeah, he's
so
actually counting
that means when you were opening the business,
he was.
Was your wife pregnant?
After year 1.
Listen, I got no, Brenda wasn't even pregnant yet. I got married. I opened the bar on April 27th, 2006. I got married on May 20th, 2006.
That's crazy.
So I actually went on my honeymoon less than a month into owning a bar for the first time at 26 years old.
Wow.
And this is not a humble brag, not a whatever. It's just the way.
That's how it worked.
What it came to me.
That's so crazy.
I opened the bar I always say I opened the bar for the right reasons. I, wasn't to, meet chicks and stuff like that.
Right.
Like I knew my wife since, early high school. She actually grew up on the South End, about 2 miles away from here, Harbor Point, where we're at right now. She grew up on the South End.
Don't get it twisted. It's two different
places. Let's get that clear.
Harbor Point is the new term, but it is South to South End.
So I asked that because
there was no idea of Benny at that time. Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
Because when we were opening it, not that, but
Same
Alex
world.
and I. So you had Lainey already.
Yeah, Lainey's already like 1.
And I was pregnant with Rory, and we just bought a house. So like, it's kind of crazy how things are kind of happening, from back in 2006 to now, 2021, when we opened up XenHouse. Like, different times.
Listen, man, when
story.
opportunities are on deck like that, it's not.
You gotta go for it.
You can't hit a pause button or call time out. Like,
continue.
It's
figure it out.
And you kind of just move forward. Like, that's been the thing with business. It's been the thing in my marriage. It's been the thing in kids.
Right.
There's no pause.
There's no pause.
There's no pause. One of the things I always say to, all of my kids and my wife, like, I just turned 43. Like, I look at them, I'm like, I've never been for. Damn! Yeah, man.
Damn!
Listen,
Whoa! Take your hat off.
You're gonna have your time.
You got 10 years.
I'm gonna enjoy that.
I remember the first day of middle school. I remember the first day of high school.
Yep.
I remember what I was wearing.
Having an outfit on the bed the night before. I remember
I
all
remember
that.
all that.
I watch my
The dude
kids
is
do it right
33
now.
now.
I watch my kids, my daughter. I watch her lay
She
her
got the
outfit.
That's
She
crazy.
got her Tuesday outfit laying on the floor right now.
She's not.
Damn.
That's crazy, yo.
Nah. But listen,
Time flies.
in time. So you guys been over what? 4 years, 5 years?
What?
You guys been here?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's only
no,
two.
no,
It's
no.
gonna be 2 in
Yeah,
June.
June.
Yeah.
So
June.
obviously we already established Alex called Bosley. Because his corner, you know,
His corner's
so he's
on.
heavy into Bosley already. So Bosley's not cheap. Bosley's not cheap. So you guys got to be doing good over here.
Nah, this ain't no
What's
Bosley.
the other one? What's the other one?
Rogaine. This ain't
Nah,
no
not
Rogaine.
Rogaine.
Bosley, you know, he's guaranteeing his comebacks.
Man, listen, this ain't no Bosley, boy.
Yeah, but on it.
It's that time, guys.
Wait, hold
I
on.
say,
real quick.
listen, I say to him back on the topic that I was just hitting. Like I never been 43 before.
Right.
Okay, I never been 43 and had a 15-year-old at Staver High.
Right.
Like, every day is
Something
kind of new to me. So, you know, I don't really look in the mirror and be like, oh my God, what's today gonna? Nah, but it's kind of just on the fly. We got the cell phones. When the texts come, you kind of just the way you guys are with your youngins. You know, one's gonna turn to two.
Right.
Two. I don't know how far you ever want to take it. If you need any advice on that, we could turn the cameras off. And I'll really give you some advice on that one, how far to go. But you know, in regards, just you know, it is what it is. You
Just figure it out. At the end of the day,
that's
count your blessings and figure it out.
After being open and can't wait to see you guys grow into that at the bar. Like my daughter's always specifically like, "What did you do today?"
Right.
And it's kind of like sounds corny. Like I did whatever was needed to do.
Mhm.
Like it just you
Yeah.
kind of just babysitting grown-ups at
At that point.
in time. You know what I mean? Like I have not went to work today yet. I
But
still haven't even really bit into what happened last night. But it's just
Yeah.
you kind of
because last night was crazy, right? St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
solid. Yeah, it was a solid vibe. It was a solid
Nice.
vibe.
Crazy times with St. Patty's Day, boy.
Man, you guys know the deal. You had to work that door across the street.
Yeah, used to.
Used
to. Those
We ain't
days
gonna
are
go
long
back
gone.
to that. We spoke about that in the last episode. We ain't gonna talk about
I can only
we-
imagine.
Ross's
yeah.
I can only
duties.
imagine.
He didn't want to get into that.
Physicalities.
Yeah. But it's about that time.
It's that
It's about
time.
that time.
We got questions.
He was not playing with these. He wanted to know all the questions.
Well-
He wanted to. I'm like, no, man.
Just
like,
it's on the fly.
It's
So
on
I'm
the
gonna
fly.
ask you some questions. You
On
just
the
give
fly.
me
Let's go.
a quick answer off the top.
Can we curse?
Yeah, you can
Do whatever you
Say it
want.
with your chest.
Listen,
Come on.
I'm
Say it
just
with your
saying.
chest.
All right, the first question. Who is stronger, you or your son Vinny?
Me.
He said that with
Yo,
confidence.
yo,
You wanna-
don't
Do you
lie
want
to
to
the camera.
elaborate on that?
Yeah, elaborate. Let's talk
Yeah, I'll
about
elaborate. He just lifts legs.
that. Oh.
Man's upper body is a twig.
Oh.
I can attest to that.
All right?
Benny, come
He's
on.
Listen,
catching up
Benny,
though.
Because
Give my
down
boy
on
1 more
Harbor
year.
Point,
Yo,
ain't no
give my-
bench pressing around here.
Give my boy.
right.
What you trying to
What
say?
are you
huh?
trying to say?
I don't see a lot of benching going on in this
Give my
joint.
boy 1 more year,
He's
and
gonna
we not
take
talking
over?
about nothing.
Dude,
Okay.
Because
okay.
Danny don't stretch, right?
But,
So he doing quarter bench press. That's quarter. All right.
He learned that from his pops.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have a push-up competition after this joint.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go.
see where it goes.
All right. Question number 2. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, one piece, what would it be?
Oh, my God.
That one. He was
got
like,
a lot.
okay,
Yo, let's
Lots
double
of-
back on that one. Let's
Well,
finish the
well,
show.
all right, we'll finish
That's
with that.
a good one.
Because I got to keep that without opening a real book of who I am. You know what I mean? I'll
This is
answer it, I promise.
this is a deep one too. It could be deep. Babe Ruth or Jackie Robinson?
Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
Now, you didn't ask what we're looking for, but
I didn't have.
So I'm gonna say this hot button thing.
It's open. It's open to
Okay.
what you
So
feel
what-
like is
Jackie,
important.
Jackie Robinson. I think Babe Ruth is fake. That sounds wild.
No,
I'm dead serious.
We had a
I
discussion
think
already.
We
about
got to
this.
talk about this, but
Yeah, I think-
why?
Why do you feel-
Why do you feel
elaborate,
Jackie
yeah.
Robinson in general over?
Well, I
Babe
mean,
Ruth.
listen, I like struggles. I like doubts. I
Mhm.
like struggles. I like perseverance. I like all that. All that stuff is tangible. It's gonna make you who you are.
Mhm.
And obviously, you saw you were able to, in the times, Babe Ruth was, a little before Jackie Robinson, so some stuff could be fabricated, 700-foot home runs and
Mhm.
whatnot,
Yeah,
and
crazy.
all that stuff. Whereas, Jackie Robinson's stories, you could really just see it.
Like
And,
you could feel the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, from the minority aspect of it to the perseverance, whatever. I think.
And
I
he
think-
spent some time in Stanford.
I actually believe he
Jackie,
lived off Newfield.
yeah.
Yeah, he lived off Newfield.
Yeah, lived off
Avenue.
Newfield.
Yeah, I mean, irrelevant to why I would pick him.
Yeah.
but
Right.
It would be great, but yeah, I just think
So go into Babe Ruth though, because I need to know why you feel like he wasn't real.
dog. Listen, man.
I need to know that.
The guy was not a good dude, yo.
Uh,
The guy was not a good dude. Baseball wise, yeah, his pedigree looked great, but he was hitting home runs off of guys who, you know, bag grocery.
right. Alex
You know what I
Pitcher.
mean? Like-
Alex Pitcher.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, chill
Nah,
out.
they were just happy to
It's
see
like
meet Babe Ruth.
Ah,
You know,
okay.
listen, I'm not gonna get whatever. The documented man was a drunk, man was a womanizer, man was out of shape, man didn't work hard. Name me 4 of those things that Jackie Robinson didn't do.
Right.
So to that topic, you know,
Says a lot.
that's opinion based, and people could cut me up for it, but
It is what it is. That's your opinion.
it's what I think, man.
It sounds like you stay in facts with it too, though.
Mm. Next question. What is a common myth about what you do? I know there's a bunch.
That I don't work.
That's the
absolute fact. I don't do nothing.
What did you really do today?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, I did nothing. I
That's
tell
the
you,
crazy part.
listen, I always say, a lot of people give me I was at your spot last night. Where were you at? Was your food good?
Yeah.
Was your drink cold?
Right.
I'm doing something right.
Right.
So
You were there.
They want you to be there from open to
They want to
close.
see
yeah, they
you.
want to, they
want
want to
you-
chop it up. I guess with me. But
What people don't understand, I feel like, as an entrepreneur and a business owner, is they don't see what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
that's the
But
most
that's
important
that's the biggest part
stuff.
of
The most
it.
important
Yeah.
stuff.
They think you're supposed to physically be there. No, that's the goal is to not be there, but you're there at the same time, but other people's eyes on it. Like that's how it's supposed to be.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Might be one of the most intelligent things I ever heard you say.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, I'm looking around. Who the fuck you talking to? Hold on, let me drink more of this shit.
It must be the Baileys. The Baileys is working right now.
Alex spitting today, yo.
That was a bar right
That's
there.
a fact,
Good
though.
for you, man. Yeah.
I'm growing
Yes.
up. That's
Yes.
maturity.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta settle down. Let the Baileys
Listen,
kick in.
don't work for the money. Let the money work for you.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's the mindset.
That's where it's got to be.
This is a good one.
Can't wait.
When you are hiring, what are you looking for in that
A
person?
good person.
That's first and
I
foremost.
don't care where you worked before.
Okay.
It does not mean anything. I don't believe that, whatever somebody else trained you how to make drinks or do whatever, or in my last place and everything in that regard. So I don't fire much and I don't hire much.
Mm.
It's a big gap. So my last hire was 3 years ago. So I have 3 employees that have been with me all 17 years.
Wow.
What's that?
Yeah. So I have my 4th employee actually went on and became my accountant.
Who's that?
No need to speak.
No, because we know a couple people. That's
Okay.
that's why. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, so my network is small in the regards to that. So I will give you one solid example. So my man Mickey,
Mm-hmm.
who we all know,
Exactly.
who we all know.
I'm trying to give Mickey a shout out.
Mickey was, it's my guy. It's
Shout
my
out to
guy. I'm
Mickey,
actually
Mickey, shout out to you. Them glasses.
my dog, Merv.
Well,
Big Merv.
we got
Merv.
we got a whole story about Mickey. I don't know if you want to tell it
Listen.
on
Nah, we're gonna leave it alone, Mickey.
Listen,
or-
listen.
Yeah,
Put it this way.
Nah, we're not talking
Here's the
about
deal.
workouts, Mickey.
When you
See
guys
dog?
start getting real low on content and not getting other guests, call Mickey up because he'll come over here and give you some bullshit to just chop up with it, all right? So I'll never forget. So I grew up with Mickey's older brother, both of them, as a matter of fact. And he was kind of in limbo, not really doing whatever. And I didn't even have his number. Mickey, he's younger than me. And I picked up the phone. I knew I needed an employee. I picked up the phone. I hit him up. What's up, Mick? It's Danny, whatever, this, that, the next day. I said, hey, listen, what are your thoughts on coming to work at Brickhouse? And he laughed.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, dog, what's up, dog?
Yeah.
My dog.
He's always
You
messing
know,
around.
a whole bunch of once we got through all that nonsense, it was like, what am I going to do? I said, don't worry about it.
Mm.
I said, whatever you're going to do, I'm going to train you. I said, I'll be there for you. I won't dish you off to somebody else. I think you're a really good person, and I think you got a really good network.
I agree.
And you know, you blink your eyes, it's 10 years, and Mickey is the reason why I was able to hang out with my kids last night at 9:30, 10 o'clock, and you know, have a good time, because I knew I got my dog with me, and I got him down there. And in the beginning of it, we started him off and whatever, until he came to me and was like, "Yo, I'm ready to bartend. I'm ready to really, you know, I'm really ready to do this."
Worked as
now,
well.
it also, you know, it alleviates a lot of pressure. Like if you guys pull up, whenever you do pull up, listen, if you guys come out, I'm always want to show love with you guys down there.
Absolutely.
But if I'm not, I know the person or the people that you're going to go to. Either you're going to see Gene down there, see Kwani down there, or
So
you
is
know,
family.
see Mickey.
So is family.
You know, so getting that reputation of just being, what do I look for? Honest to God, just good. I think good attracts good.
Yeah.
And I think and vice versa. I think bad, you know, bad genuinely attracts bad.
Yep.
Even vibes, like
That's
you know,
a true
you got
fact.
you got some people who just
Just
it ain't
all
welcoming,
that way.
man. And I think you're gonna get out. You're gonna get what you give, kind of thing. So,
I
what I look
attest to
for,
that,
I look for just a a good person. And
That's huge.
it,
Mickey's my dog, yo.
Mickey's the
a good
homie,
dude.
man.
He's good people, man.
He ain't been around us in a while because he didn't want to work out.
Nah, you know, he doesn't.
Let's not get into that.
I love you, brother.
He gives me the. Yo, I get out of work at 2:00 in the morning, go work out right after that. I'm like, all right, so really nobody really knows if you're actually working out. You can really hide this whole workout.
Sounds good.
He hiding it.
Yeah, man.
Next question. What is your biggest fear?
Shit, dying. Leaving my kids without, you know, giving them everything I got. You know, I spoke on it earlier. I got mad dad jokes left. I'm trying to give them at least 20 more years of dad
one a
jokes.
day. We gotta get them out. One a
Nah,
day.
you
at
know what?
least.
Just fear. Listen, mental health for me, I've always struggled with anxiety. And it's always, you know, people who never really worked with anxiety or struggle with anxiety, it's always like, they look at you like, my dog, you're relaxed.
Right.
Like, that's
I
my
wish I
problem.
said, yeah.
That's my problem. Like, so as your responsibilities grow and watching your kids grow, and, you know, you got these fears, like the world is a different place right now.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing, like, could you do it all over again? Hell no, I wouldn't do it all over again. Which is why I'm scared of that question that I said, we'll skip it.
Well, that's the last question.
Yeah, so,
coming up.
you know, would I do it all over again? No. Imagine the stuff we did. We didn't have cell phones.
It's a
Different
Listen,
time.
I don't wanna-
I don't want to get
Completely
filmed.
different
I
time.
don't want to get filmed while, you know, some wild stuff is about to happen. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So
I
That's a
want
lot
to
of
bring it
people's
back to the
problem.
Merle Lab days.
So what am
Before-
I scared of? I'm scared of. I'm just scared of not being available to, and it's not a monetary thing. I don't think money could fix. You know, you throw money at a kid who doesn't know what to do with it. That's a recipe for
That comes
Disaster.
down. That comes down
Absolute
to the
disaster.
experience and the people and the being there physically.
Yeah. That's
So
dope,
you had
man.
mentioned Merle Avenue. What, you drove through there one time?
Yeah, boy.
Drove to there.
Well, you remember going over speed bumps? Like, we weren't doing nothing out there.
We don't want to get into that. We don't want to get into that. West Side Merle Lab days, man. Those
West
were
Side
good
Chronicles.
times. Great memories.
Alex and I had strict
Listen, great to
instructions.
have them. Strict, glad they're behind you.
That's a true
Glad they're
fact.
behind you.
Alex and I, so I grew up on the South End and then I moved to over by Stanford High, East Side.
Right
We
by
grew up
me.
on Hope Street. We had strict instructions. Don't ride that bike over there.
Don't.
Don't even think about it.
Well, you could. It's just going to become somebody else's bike.
It ain't gonna be.
Because I'm not picking you up when you walk home.
That's a
That's a
fact.
true
Yeah,
fact.
And then last question, we're gonna circle back. One piece of advice that you would give to your 18-year-old self, not necessarily changing anything, but you know, something you wish you knew.
What I wish I knew.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm going to keep it broad. Develop good habits rather than bad habits.
Mm.
And that's vague across the board. You know, I could touch on specific things.
Yeah.
You know, basics. You know, cigarettes and casinos, and
Mm-hmm.
don't chase the wrong stuff. Develop good habits. You know, it's all jokes and everything like that. I answered the whole Benny thing. Like, yeah, of course Benny's going to be stronger than me.
Yeah.
I started lifting weights not for any physical development whatsoever. I started doing it because you start reading and everything like that, and exercise and pushing yourself releases stuff in your body and makes me happy.
Absolutely.
The physical aspect of doing what we do is fantastic, but the mental aspect of what you're really getting out of it
It's great.
is the most. It's the most positive thing that you could have. So, form. Get addicted to positive, just routines, and
Right.
I think that's kind of a dying breed. With the cell phones and video games, and again, more power to everybody, but social media and stuff
it's
like
destroying
It's
us.
bittersweet.
They're doing some of these
that.
things for
It
the wrong
is. Like I
reasons.
think. Listen, I think the kids are smarter, but it's like short-term smartness.
Mhm.
Like they got answers for stuff, but will that really resonate? Will you remember that in 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So to overall on the question that I was avoided in the beginning, form good habits and be militant with them as best as you can. Like, wake up, knock out 50,
Mhm.
go do your schoolwork.
Little things. Big wins.
Just go do your schoolwork. If it's in front of you, do it. Don't rush to the next thing. I think I would have got a lot more out of school if I was the person that I am now, not, looking up, seeing
What's going
What's
on?
going on?
Something
Just
over there.
focus.
Nah, grab the knowledge. Eat the knowledge. You got
Mhm.
listen. This world is what's that ride on the
Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel,
It's a Ferris wheel, and they going around twice.
Mm.
That's
So-
a true fact.
Listen, when you get in it, you don't know
Okay.
when your drop off is coming. Just try and obtain and try and network with the best people you possibly could network
That's a
with.
fact.
That's it. But for the actual last question,
I can't wait.
for the actual last question,
Mhm.
I haven't got made fun of much here yet, so I'm wondering.
Talk to us about you being an actual athlete.
Oh, let's hear that.
So here's the deal.
Everybody wants to know.
Let me hide this pimple first.
Yo, we're gonna.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Mhm.
Get my guy over here doing a video, whatever. None of you could beat me at basketball.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
That-
Who you play for?
That's a fact.
That's not
Okay,
a fact.
that's a fact.
It's not a fact.
That's a fact. I have a court, a gym. Just say the word.
We could do
Putting
it.
you guys on. No. See, but this is a XenHouse big time thing. All you do say we can do it,
Oh my
but none of you do show up to
Yo,
do it.
He played
When
for
did you
Brick-
want to
Wait,
say
what-
anything?
what-
This
what-
is a
He
fact.
played for
This is
Brick
a
High
fact.
School.
Listen.
Brick by brick.
1994, freshman basketball, West Hill. That happened.
Oh my God.
All right.
94 to 98,
That's where you messed up. What's
baseball right there.
Okay.
I can't pick where I live to
That's
go.
unfortunate.
I
It's your
can't,
fault.
like,
Should've
there was
figured
no
it out.
random program to cross me over or anything like that. All right, so listen, open invitation. None of you dudes could beat me at basketball. In closing to this, because this has been a lot of fun. Like, in closing, my very, 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 my little brother, Tease, called somebody in this room out
There we go.
about a race.
Talk about it.
Okay, this is a legit thing. This has been in development for a while. Okay, so another one of my little brothers, he hosts a kickball game every year. So just recently, this past kickball game, we were all out there.
It could have went down.
I'm not saying which one of
It
you
was-
dudes
it was me.
Okay.
It was
Oh,
me.
all
All right. Listen, this is
When I pulled
true.
up though, nobody. I'm waiting. I'm here, and I'm with Roy. I rolled up with
Hold
Roy
on.
by
He
myself.
rolled up with Rory,
Yeah.
so he could hold her the whole time.
Oh,
That's
so he
it.
had to run.
Okay, so he can't run. So he can't run.
I'm gonna just
So-
say this, and
say
I'm gonna
it.
end everything.
Let's go with it.
I got 100 on Ross right now.
Whoa.
Tease, where you at?
Dog.
No.
The money, I'm not even.
I'm just saying.
Right.
Everybody
Hundred
talking
what?
about that. $100.
Oh, I thought you got $100,000.
Listen.
Nah, I'm not doing all that. Come on, what the you broke, baby?
Listen to me clear. Listen to me clear. Whatever's in the bank is matched. He will run past his ass.
I'm telling you right now, it's not happening.
I'm telling you.
Tease
Yo,
got the
that-
Fred
the hype-
Flintstones going.
Yo, the
Don't
hype.
disrespect my boy.
I
I'm not
respect his
disrespecting-
agent.
disrespect my
I
boy.
respect his
Don't
agent.
disrespect my boy.
I
I know.
respect his agent.
I know.
Listen, it's a
Tease
dude who
fat.
comes here. It's a guy who comes here and works out, who runs track and field in college. I'm not gonna put names on anybody. I don't want to throw anybody, whatever. They raced in the park. The one that your parents used to stay right by, don't go by. They were over there. They raced. Tease barefooted them. Ran right by him.
All right, listen, I know Tease fast.
Okay, I know this. I know that this dude wanted
No parts?
no
That's-
parts.
that's what it was, huh?
No parts. No parts. I'll bring him on here and he'll say it. Nothing. Zero.
So all I'm gonna say is right. His agent talks really well.
Yeah,
It's
great. My wife was here. My wife was here. My wife was signed. I wish I signed with Benny.
I would have been
out with Rory. Rory hanging out with the ladies, Giselle. I'm ready.
He's ready.
What did I say? What did I say to you, Danny? I said, Danny, what you want to put on it? I ain't racing for free.
Okay.
Oh, the money was there. What in that part? It was plenty of money in that part.
Yo, but I'm always ready. Look, Tease, I'm ready.
Okay.
He looked in the
on,
camera.
Put it on blast, right? Say it.
Come on.
All right. Listen, hold on. I'm gonna double up on one more thing.
We're gonna get back to this.
We're double up on one more thing.
We got basketball.
Baseball.
We got,
Right now, I'm big into paddle tennis.
Oh my God.
Paddle
We're
tennis.
not playing
By the way,
We're not playing paddle tennis right now.
By the way, I think you should change
It is.
change your opinion on this.
I played it
you
before.
get
It's nice.
And now they got this this other one.
Yeah, I've seen
This
that.
other one, yo,
That's a new.
the stuff
big.
is-
And it gets you
You
moving.
got to switch it up a little bit.
Listen,
It's different.
Let me tell you something.
We're not big into that yet, but
Not yet.
we got
Not
It's
yet.
available. It's
We'll
available if
compete.
you want
we
it.
got compete. So basketball, we gonna roll up.
Yep.
Right. We doing teams. We're doing teams.
No. I said
We said one-on-one.
but yeah, we can do twos.
We could
We
do
can
it.
do twos.
Or we could
Don't matter.
do King of the Court because I'm busting everybody out
We
here.
can do Rider Fitness versus
No, you're not.
XenHouse.
We could do that too.
We don't want to do
There's
that.
no issues with that.
Don't want to do that.
Why not?
Don't want
We
to
can
do
do
that.
one-on-one too.
You can't play.
Boom. Basketball. Race. And what else?
What else?
All right.
Paddle.
Listen, we'll all get it. That's not even like a competitive thing. The race has to happen.
Okay.
You've been ducking it for years. And one front that you have. You have.
You keep saying I'm
He's been ducking it. You know he's been ducking
Listen,
it.
let me throw this out
Because there's
there.
a race going on right now. One of your students, Benny, there's a race right now that, he comes to Ross twice a week for a very long time now. Gene roasted him. My little brother Gene roasted him. So now they got a new race going on. Okay? If Benny loses, you guys are on the line right now.
No.
Ross already said. No. You guys on the line. I'm writing an invoice to you guys that Benny's gonna need some free training because Gene can't beat him. He's a city worker. He cannot beat him. He cannot win this thing.
First off, Gene is Haitian.
What does that mean?
We passed.
Tease is Haitian.
There you go.
Tease is Haitian, man.
You don't need no training.
You don't need no
You got
training,
it.
yo.
Listen, man.
It's in our blood.
That's it. We run.
Well, listen, my son needs to get faster. I'll tell you that.
That's dope, man.
At the end of the day.
Yo, it's been a really good episode.
I got one last thing for
Go
Danny
for it.
though.
Talk to him.
I know you brought up anxiety, and I got some clients that have anxiety. And I can tell you one thing that we have here that we want you to try that will help you with your anxiety.
Okay.
Is our cold tub. It's proven.
I've never been.
I know it's proven to lower anxiety levels, and I have a client who literally swears by it now. He's in it every other day, and
Listen,
he
man.
is now a new person.
I would.
So if you want to try it, you're more than welcome.
It's a little cold out right now.
No, I know when it gets warm, but in general, in general, I'm telling you,
I ain't having no cold tub right now.
you're gonna be a different person.
I'm gonna pull a Ross against Teese right now. Like, I'm gonna go, but I'm just not gonna go right now.
We're gonna record
No,
that
but is
too.
that- is
but
that- is that
it
what-
is
that's the
proven
thing? Yeah, so-
to lower anxiety levels a lot. Depression, you name it, it
I'm
helps.
with it. I'm with it. Yeah.
And if
'cause,
you
I
8
get-
to
I
10
get-
minutes sitting there,
I get anxious. I'm actually stunned I didn't get anxious during this whole interview. So
Nah,
you guys
it's
obviously
a game changer, but it'll help you a lot.
It's a whole new study. So it's supposedly when you go in there, it's supposed to help you like calm and go into like a different mental state. Because of the cold and the shiver,
I will
You're
tell you.
supposed to go into
you
another
forget about
mental state.
anxiety and realize that
You will.
freeze.
No, you will.
in fact,
That's a part of it. It's kind of like a drug essentially, but it's a healthy drug for you. But we want to get you in there, and that'll be good. Get you in there.
Let's get it.
I'll pull up. Next time I pull up to Harbor Point, I'm in there.
there we go.
The South End, bro.
Anyway,
Next time I pull up to Harbor Point.
I appreciate. Well, we appreciate
appreciate
Danny
you
too
coming
for
through,
coming
man.
through. You know, we had to end it off on some junk talking. Obviously,
I like stuff
you know
like
what I'm
that.
saying. Like,
Listen, I'm very proud of you guys, man. Don't stop.
I appreciate
Don't
it.
stop.
I appreciate
Appreciate
it. Thank you, man.
Appreciate
Thank you
that.
for coming through.
Appreciate you coming through.
This is episode 22. We signing
Yes,
out.
sir.
Sam
Yo,
Smith.
tell them how to find you.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
like where to go to Brick. You know how to find Brick.
I don't need none of
They
that.
just
Come
know,
on, man.
Hey,
Nah, I'm not.
You should
know,
just
you
know.
know.
Tell us,
No. I
Talk
don't
to
want
my
to be
boy.
seen at all, man.
No.
Yo, you see me at Brick? I'm not the owner of this
Not
joint.
you actually, but
Brickhouse.
Brickhouse.
Call for the manager. Yo, if you want to find Mickey, he's there on Thursday and Saturday nights. Go talk to him, and then he'll let me know if there's a thing.
That's dope, man.
That's it. If you don't know where Brickhouse at, you better figure it out.
Figure it
Yeah,
out.
some of the
Can't
best
miss it.
wings, some of the best wings in the town.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Das too. He's
Yo, my guy,
Das,
my
man.
guy. Listen, I heard a rap song the other day on Instagram. I had to hit him up. It was fire. So I hit him up.
He's been
I'm
putting
like,
out some work.
Yo, is
What's
this
going
you?
on?
Like, this is on a thing. He was like, nah, it's not me.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, there's a guy.
it sound like him.
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about?
what song you're talking about.
Listen,
Th-
he was
I'm
like, yo,
thinking
I
something
wish I
else
sounded
then.
like that. I'm like, first off, you do sound like this.
Yeah.
And this guy might be trying to sound like you.
Right,
Never know
he
what
might
you
have-
get.
he might have heard-
He might be
Yo, I
biting
heard
your
that song
stuff
the
like
other day
that.
too, and I was like, damn that.
Yo,
And then I looked up
this
the
is
name.
him.
Yeah.
Y'all
Nah,
gotta
that's
hear
my
this
guy,
now.
man.
Yeah.
Listen, we running with a good crew right now, man. So
22.
22.
We out.
Peace
Signing
out.
out.